welcome to part 16 of Laravel 9 series, in which we are creating the multi-vendor e-commerce website. So from this video we are going to manage vendors. So we are going to manage three type of details for the vendor. I'm going to give you overview first of all. The details that we are going to manage for the vendors. First one is the personal details. Okay, we are going to take the personal details of the vendors. Okay, and next one is the business and shop details. We are going to take the business and shop details of the vendors. And third one is the bank details. So these three things, these three details we are going to take from the vendor. Only then we can able to create our multi-vendor website. Okay, its name is multi-vendor, so we need to get the complete information, complete vendor information for our website. Okay, so what comes in personal details? First of all, the personal details. In personal details, see simple name, address. This one we have already created the table for this one: name, address, city, state, everything personal. That is the personal information. Okay, city, state, country, and so on. See, I'm going to show you the table that we have already created for the vendor's personal details. Okay, here you can see we have already having the table for vendors. So these are the personal details that we will get from the vendor: name, address, city, state, country, pin code, mobile, email. Okay, so these are the personal details. So in business shop details, we are going to take the shop details, whatever vendor business is, shop name, like the shop name, shop address. Okay, and then come the shop name. If any physical shop the vendor is having, okay, then its address, shop address, then city, state. Okay, everything about the shop. And along with that we are going to take address proof. Okay, so like shop address proof, vendor must have the shop address proof, and the address proof image. Okay, like in address proof, what comes in address proof? Like the passport can come for the address proof, then he need to send the copy of the passport, he need to send the image of the passport. Or we can take the voting card, or we can take, if you are in India, then Aadhaar card. Okay, like you can add your option as well. Okay, and other than that we can add the business license number. Okay, business license number, it's an optional field, you can make it mandatory as per your own requirement. So other than that, GST and PAN number we will also going to have in business shop details. Okay, so we can write like license number, okay, GST, as well as PAN. Okay, permanent access number, that is for income tax. Okay, so in bank details, why we are going to have the bank details? Because the admin, the client is going to give the amount of order to the vendors. Okay, going to transfer the vendor amount, like the vendor have got the orders, vendor have got the payment. Okay, that payment will come in client bank. Okay, then client is going to transfer that amount. Okay, after deducting its charges like 3%, 5%, whatever charges client charges, we are going to give rest of the amount to the vendor, or we can give the complete amount to the vendor, and then vendor is going to give charges for every order, like this. Okay, so for bank details, vendor is going to give the account holder name. Okay, account holder name, that on which uh, account see account name, it is like Amit Gupta, like I am having a account, so the name of the person who is having account. Okay, so after that, bank name, where the account is. Okay, and the account number. Okay, account number, what is the account number? Then IFSC code of the bank. Okay, So this is the code that uniquely identify the bank. So these details we will get from the vendors. Okay, so we have already created the table for the personal details. Now we are going to create the table for the business details as well as the bank details of the vendor. So after that we are going to add the dummy data with header in these tables, and we are going to manage it from the admin panel. We assume that the vendor has been registered from the front end and its detail has come. Then we will make its view. We are going to add functionality to update or to delete. Okay, so everything we are going to manage, and after that a client is going to approve those vendor, and after that vendor can able to add the products in the Laravel e-commerce website. So after completing the vendor module, we will come to the e-commerce part. Like I have explained in last video, that we are going to do work on like sections, categories, products. Okay, everything will come into play. So let's make the table for vendor. One is two tables we are going to make for business details. We are going to create table like vendors underscore. I will make it like this one. Okay, so for this one we are going to create the table like vendors underscore business underscore details. Okay, for business details, for keeping the business details. And for bank details we are going to create the table like vendors underscore bank underscore details. So these two tables we are going to have. So let's create the tables, and after that we are going to add the data as well. Okay, so let's first create the table. uh, so we are going to create the table with the migration command. So I'm going to run my project here, personal ecom 9, right click, new terminal folder. Okay, so first we are going to create that business details table. So for that I'm going to run the command php artisan make migration, uh, create vendors business details table. Okay, okay, so this migration file has been created. So we are going to open here. I'm going to close the earlier files and create vendors business details table, this one. Okay, so we are going to add the columns that we want to add. Okay, so first one is we are going to save the vendor id. Okay, so vendor id is mandatory to save in all these tables. We will have the vendor id. See, first the entry will come. I'm going to tell you that whenever the vendor will register, entry will come to this table, in which the vendor ids will get generated. So this vendor id we are going to use for all other tables. Like we are also going to save this vendor id in admins table, so that we can make the login for the vendor, and these new tables we are going to save the vendor id as well. So we are going to make the relation later on. We are going to make the one relation in which we are going to maybe we are going to use the has many relation, so that we will get the all the vendor information at one place in arrays. Okay, so it will our query will also fast, and it will serve our purpose. So now see, for interior we are going to have that vendor id. Now we are going to uh, add that shop name. We will take this string for shop name. So I'm going to do like this. It will save our time. So next one is the shop address, shop city. All these are the like address details, like the personal information. Now we are going to have the shop information, business information, state, country, pin code, mobile, and shop maybe having website as well. Maybe he is having the static website, any other website. Okay, and then shop email. Okay, so all these details, and along with that we are going to have the address proof, that person address proof. Okay, we can have the shop address proof. Okay, that the shop is actually exists, shop address proof image, and business license number, if there is any business license number that is given by the government. Business license number, it's optional field. And then GST number, it's mandatory in India, and if you are in any other place you can add your own field as well. Then PAN number. Okay, so that is enough. So vendor ID, shop name, shop address, shop city, shop state, shop country, shop pin code, shop mobile, shop website, shop email, address proof image, business license number, and GST number, PAN number. Okay, so now we are going to run PHP artisan migrate command. PHP artisan migrate to create this table. So this table has been created. We are going to check once whether the table has been created. You can see the table has been created now with all the required columns. So now we are going to create another table. We are going to create create vendors bank table, bank details table. Okay, create underscore vendors underscore bank underscore details. So this is another table that we are going to create. This file we have created so that we can create the table also, create vendor bank details. And here also we are going to have few of the columns. uh, First one is the vendor ID itself. Interior vendor ID. Then we are going to take the account holder name. Okay, on which there is the account name of the account person. After that we are going to have the bank name. Then the last one more, that is the IFSC code of the bank. Okay, we can simply take IFSC code or bank IFSC code. Okay, bank IFSC code. These details we are going to save. Vendor ID, account holder name, bank name, account number we have missed. Okay, account number also, account number of the user. Okay, of the vendor, account number, and bank IFSC code. So we are going to create this table as well. We are going to run the PHP artisan migrate command. See, this table has also been created. We are going to check whether this table has been created. See here, vendor bank details table has been created with vendor ID, account holder name, account number, bank IFSC code, create and updated columns automatically created. So now we can add details into these tables along with the details in vendors table as well. Now assume vendor has been registered to the website. There is the register form at the whenever we will work on the front end, we are going to work for the register form as well, in which vendor is going to add these details like personal details, bank details. Okay, so all these details will reach at the admin panel. That admin can able to view those details in the admin panel. After that, the admin can able to approve. Okay, admin can approve the vendor based on these details. So uh, what I'm going to do, first entry I'm going to add in vendor, and we are going to enter the details in vendor. We are going to use the seeder for entering the dummy details. Here the id will be one, and one entry we're going to add, and along with that we will add the entry in admin as well, like vendor id will be one for that user, because we are going to add the vendor, and type will be vendor. Okay, and we're going to fill the other tables as well. So let's see. So first of all, I'm going to add one that vendors table seeder file. So for that I'm going to run one more command here, php artisan make seeder vendors table seeder. Okay, so I'm going to run this command. See, this file has been created, vendors table seeder. Okay, now here I'm going to include the vendor model we are already having. Let's see. Yeah, vendor model we are already having, so we can able to add the vendor model here. It is located in models, then vendor. Okay, models vendor, and here we are going to add the vendor records, dollar vendor records array. One of the record we are going to add here. Okay, so here we are going to add the id. First of all, the id, we will take one more, and id will be 1 for the vendor. Then name, any name we can use, like we can use the John. Okay, and address, we can use the address, any address, like we can use the cp112, any dummy address. Okay, then city, we can use the city like New Delhi. Okay, so after that we are going to have that state we can add like Delhi, and country we are going to add like India. You can add your own details, own vendor details, any dummy details you can add. Then pin code, we are going to add the Delhi pin code like 110001. Okay, so any dummy mobile we are going to add here for the vendor, like 971234567 After that we are going to add the email as well, if vendor is having any email. Okay, so we are going to check that whether which details, okay, name, address, city, state, country, pin code, mobile, email is also required. So we are going to add the email like john at the rate of admin.com, any email id. Okay, so status we will keep it as 0, as vendor will have the status initially as 0, means not active, inactive status, so that the admin can approve it. Only admin will able to approve the status of the vendor. Okay, so these are the details we are going to have for the vendor. And now we are going to add database table seeder, in which we are going to add its entry. Okay, so for that we are going to add the file here, like vendors table seeder file, vendors table seeder. Okay, and also we are going to update the admin table seeder file. Here we are going to update the entry for admin table seeder. Okay, so here now this time the id will be 2, because we have already having one entry. So here we are going to add that person name, that is the John, and type. Now this time it will be the vendor, and vendor id is 1. Okay, so this one just we are adding so that we can able to work in the admin panel for the vendor module. Okay, so mobile, we are going to take that same mobile, that this one. Okay, so same email we are going to take, like john at the rate of admin.com. So the password, we will keep the same password. This is already the hash password that we have used in the beginning. Okay, we know that how to generate these passwords. We can generate from the hash function that we have learned, that we have generated, already generated in the previous videos. You can watch that videos in which we have generated this hash password. Okay, otherwise we can generate from the website as well. Bcrypt generator. Okay, bcrypt generator, I will open the website once again. Here is the website. This is the website that you can open. You can generate any password here. Like if I will type something and will encrypt that, and then this hash key we can use, and this password we can use. Okay, so now after that image we can keep it empty, and status will be 0 for the vendor. Okay, so now details seem to be fine. Now we are going to run that php artisan db seed for creating these entries in both admins and vendors table. Okay, so we are going to run that command, php artisan db seed. See, the command has run successfully, and if in case any error comes, then you need to run one another command, composer dump auto load, that we have done already done. If you get any error, then you need to run this command, composer dump dump auto load. If you will get any error, then this command, first run this command, and after that again run this php artisan db seed. Now we are going to check that whether the vendor information we have got not here, and we'll check in admins table. In admins we have got the information, john vendor 1, so it's fine, but still we are not having in vendors table. We are going to check. See here, the issue is we need to have here vendor. Okay, so that's why the issue is coming. Here we will make it vendor records. Don't make this, sorry, not here. This is the admin, not here, not here, not here. What I am doing here in vendors, here we have not inserted. See, we need to insert like this. We have not inserted, so that's why nothing has happened. We need to insert in vendor. Okay, and we are going to insert this one in vendor. Now it will work fine. Now I'm going to run once again, but I will now already having the details for admin, so I'm not going to run the admin. I'm going to run for the vendors only. See, vendors table seeder now run successfully, and we're going to check for the vendors, and this entry has come up for the vendors. Okay, you can see the entry has come up for the vendors. So now I'm going to log in into the admin panel, but maybe it will not allow us to log into the admin panel because I have the status, having the status as 0. So that's why, see, if I will try to log in, it will not allow us to log in. See, john at the rate of admin.com 1 2 3 4 5 6. See, it is not allowing us to log in. It is saying invalid email or password. Okay, we can also give the status as vendor is not activated yet. Okay, but that we will do later. But right now we are going to make it status is we want status as 1. Okay, so we can simply, I can simply change the status as 1 here, no issue. Okay, so for checking like we can able to log in with the vendor detail or not, like john at the rate of admin.com 1 2 3 4 5 6. Then click on sign in, and see, we able to log in into the admin panel with the vendor. And now we are going in setting, and let's check the details of the vendor. Here, see, you can see John at the rate of admin.com vendor John. So one can able to update the details of the vendor from here. Like if I will update it to John Sena, okay, then submit, then you can see it has been updated. So we able to update the vendor details from the admin panel as well. But we are going to make the different layout for the vendor, okay. So that we are going to do, and also we are going to have the bank and business details here, so that vendor can able to update his bank and business details, and admin is going to approve those details. Okay, so we are going to continue working on this one. In the next video we are going to insert the those bank and business details of the vendor as well, and after that we are going to show them in admin panel, okay. And after that we are going to start working on the e-commerce modules like sections, categories, products, etc. So I hope that everything is clear to you, and if you have any trouble you can surely contact me. So that's all for now. Have a nice time. Goodbye.